listening to the Full Court Press with your host, Drew Duncan. Don't you dare touch that dial. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. Additionally, you can follow ESPN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's at 99.5 ESPN. And don't forget, you can always call in at 620-343-6143. That's 620-343-6143. You just heard the lady softball coach, April Rosales, and we have with us her senior first baseman. Her name is Danielle Sprinkle, and she's right here with me on the Full Court Press on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. Danielle, I want to tell you thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to me.
No problem.
Danielle, the life of a college athlete is exceptionally rigorous. You've got film study, you've got practice, you've got 12 credit hours minimum that you have to take. You've got tests that you're constantly studying for. You've got finals that are always on your mind. How do you find the balance in it?
It definitely takes work. Coming in your freshman year is definitely a hard transition, but our coach does a great job of giving us time. If classes interfere with practice, we're able to be late or miss or go out there later and make up time. And but then working together as teammates and getting together and doing study groups and getting homework done, always do that. But it takes a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it.
Danielle, you came from Salina. I'm sure Emporia State was not the only school recruiting you. I've taken a gander at some of your stats. You were an amazing athlete. What is it that attracted you the most about Emporia State?
I like the community feel. I came from a small school, and there were smaller class sizes, which was intriguing to me. And then I know it's a close-knit community. All the athletic programs were very close together, and I came on a visit, and it felt like home.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of people seem to gravitate towards with kind of small town feels. But I'm sure that your coach, though new, it seems like you've all really gravitated towards her since she's got there. And I think it was 2015, if I remember correctly. What is it that you love the most about Coach Rosales?
The thing I like the most is she's always there for us. She has an open door policy in our office. We can always come and talk to her with whatever we need. She's very open, laid back, and just has a good feel every day at practice. Keeps things calm.
And one of the things I talked about with Coach Doty the other day was, the different roles that a coach has to play. Sometimes coach is, father. Sometimes coach in her case is mother. Sometimes coach in her case would be big sister. When you are going to look back on your time at ESU with Coach Rosales, who was she to you?
I would say she was someone I could go to with whatever I needed. Was always there to talk with and did anything for me. She helped me out this semester with some scholarship problems that were going on, and she was someone that was always there to help.
Danielle, you are a senior coming in this year. Obviously, with senior, that often means leadership roles as well. How did you find yourself into that position, and how did you choose to assert yourself in that leadership role? Because let's remember, you're not just a first baseman, you're a utility player. So on the field, you have to be a lot of things to your fellow players as well. And then, of course, you also have to be able to take on that role. Again, how did you find the balance? And again, how did you assert yourself to where you know that you got the respect of all the players that were around you?
Well, we definitely have a great underclassmen group that are very open and receptive to any help, or they've come to me with questions and come to our other seniors. We have also a great senior class, and we have a very high variety of leaders in this group. We have an Annie Rockley or Carly McComb who are very loud and vocal leaders and bring the energy on the field, and then people like me and Haley Cope and Caitlin Van Vleck, who are more quiet and just kind of show with our actions. But yeah, for me, it was just, like I said, I'm not very vocal, but I worked this year on trying to talk a little bit more and being a little bit more energy producing that way. But I just try to show with my actions and my work ethic of what needs to get done.
Nothing with the bat doing all the talk for you, that's for sure. We're talking to Danielle Sprinkle right here on 99.5 ESPN Radio. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. She's a first baseman for the Lady Hornets in softball. Danielle, I've noticed that you are a psychology major, if I'm reading this correctly. I want to know what intrigued you the most about getting into psychology?
I took a class in high school and just I love learning about why people do what they do and what drives people and just like what makes people who they are. So that was the biggest aspect. And then getting to college and playing a sport, sports psychology is something that really interests me, and it's something I've used playing as well. So, yeah.
So you love the mind game and the kind of chess game aspect that goes along with sports. Is that what I'm hearing from you, Danielle?
Yeah, for sure. I took a class a couple years ago and got some techniques with more of the mental side of the game and how that helps. And I've started to use some techniques when I play, and it's been a very big help.
Danielle, what is it you want to do with that degree? Are you wanting to be like a counselor? Are you wanting to be a psychologist? What's your overall goal for life after ESU?
My biggest goal right now, I'm going to be going to grad school after I graduate, and then my biggest dream would be a sports psychologist somewhere, hopefully, because I'm not ready to give up sports completely yet.
Being a sports psychologist, I think, would be awesome. I mean, look, over the years on the highest level, this year alone, we saw Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers talk about dealing with anxiety and depression. And we look at athletes and we go, how could you be dealing with that? You're an athlete. You've got all this money and you have all this fame and you have all these people around you that love you. But there's certainly more to being an athlete than that. And you being in psychology, I'm sure you could speak to that. Is that part of the reason why you want to be able to get into that aspect in your field?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a field that's not very big yet. It's definitely growing. People kind of hear the word psychologist or anything and they get a little bit freaked out, but it's something that's very important and helps a lot, especially with athletes when so much time is used in that sport and taken by the sport. It helps a great deal.
Are you psychoanalyzing me right now, Danielle?
No.
Are you sure? Is there anything that my line of question may be telling you about my personality?
Oh no, I'm not quite educated on that yet. Maybe in a couple of years.
She said, I'll see you back here in a little while, bro. I'll be able to tell you all about you. Danielle, a couple of quick things really quick before I let you go, because I know that you are extremely busy. Where are you going to be going to grad school that you made mention of earlier?
And I'm going to stay here at Emporia State and go into industrial organizational psychology.
Now, those are a lot of big words for a lot of people. What does that mean exactly, Danielle?
Industrial organizational psychology works with businesses and doing kind of some hiring and firing of employees and getting the company to run smoothly the most. But then it's also I can take it to the sports side if I want, which is my goal.
So I'm gathering that you're also taking a lot of business and business ethics courses as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I've taken some business classes.
My goodness. You have a full plate, Danielle, a seriously full plate. Look, there are a lot of people out there that really truly believe that college athletes are extremely spoiled. And I know that you can attest to the antithesis of that. Could you maybe speak to some of that for us, Danielle, if you would?
Oh, definitely. I think a lot of times they think we're just given everything we get, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like you said earlier, we have a full plate of classes. We're doing homework. We're doing tests, papers, projects. We have practice every day. We have weights, we have conditioning, we have other commitments we have to do for our sport. We're playing games. We're missing classes in the spring. So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I think student athletes are a great example for a good hire after we graduate, because we know how to work hard. We know how to take time in our day and get everything we need done and work as a team. And yeah, there's a lot of work that student athletes do every day.
Danielle, as I did with your coach, I'm going to give you the moment to just have the floor and say whatever it is that's on your mind. Obviously, as she made mention earlier, you guys have a lot of dance parties, so I won't be able to see you boogie if you do that. But anything that's on your mind, go ahead, and the floor is all yours, young lady.
I just want to say I'm extremely happy, and I'm super proud of all the girls on the team, how we've worked hard to get together this year and came out strong at the end of the year, and it's a great way to go out my senior year.
Danielle, it was so awesome to have you on. You were so great. A lot of great insight, young lady, and best of luck to you and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, everybody. You just heard her right there. Danielle Sprinkle, an amazing athlete and incredibly intelligent with her psychology major. That is really outstanding to hear. Your lady softball Hornets are the MIAA champions. Stingers up. This is 99.5 ESPN Radio. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan, exclusively on 99.5 ESPN Radio, Emporia's home for sports. We'll be back right after this. Don't you dare touch that dial.